Morning, y'all. How y'all doing this morning? Y'all already see me already, how I'm looking already. We is not preparing to go to the garden. But then again, this is life with Tashanna. Well, the plan was to head out to the garden today. And um it don't mean that I ain't gonna go to the garden today, but I ain't going to the garden this morning. I'll wake up to life, flash, hot flashes, and ugh, a rough start it is. Absolutely. So, Shalissa, I had the same old thing. My day starting off rough. I just woke up. I got zero energy. I don't feel like doing nothing. So I'm definitely not going out in the garden to do nothing. So I'm gonna sit here. Y'all see, I ain't do nothing to my hair. Wake up and roll. Uh, I didn't even bother to put on no nothing. We ain't going to the garden today. I ain't feeling it. And no, it's not the snake. It's not the snake. But yeah, I don't have no energy or no nothing to do it. Shalissa, what you doing this morning? Oh, you feeling that bad? Ain't it amazing how me and you always feel bad on the same day? How is that? Hmm. I even tried to, sometimes once you get up and you get your day started. Once you get your day started, it's like sometimes what you be feeling first thing when you get up in the morning. If you get your day started, sometimes you start to feel better after your day gets started. Well, I did get up and I don't water the trees and everything that's in the front. But oh my God, I feel so bad while I was doing it. So I'm just like, mm-mm. I ain't gonna even, I ain't gonna force it. I'm just going to have a regular old smegular day. I guess that's what you call it. I think we in sync with each other. Uh, I I'm starting to believe that because it seems like every time one is got something going on, then the other one do too. So you know, I don't know. I don't know what that is. So you ended up going to work this morning. Anyways, good thing you done. You get your break in between the day or whatever. I think if I was doing what you doing, I don't know if I ever call off. I'll probably be all on the bus with a garbage can, holding the garbage can, probably throwing up and throw it up. Oh, I got the hiccups. I ain't had hiccups in forever. I'll probably have me a garbage can or something on the bus, sick and all, with a mask on or something. Still trying to drive, and I can go home and then do what I need to do in the middle of the day, and then try it again. I'm feeling much better now, but then one of my students got sick on the bus, and I had heck no. Not and the student got sick, and you got to clean up behind them. But your day started very lovely. Well, at least I ain't had to do that. I got the kids up and out for school, but I just ain't even feeling it. I don't know what I'm gonna do today. It just I my ugh. To be honest with you, I'm gonna tell you what I feel like. Morning sickness. When you're pregnant and you get up and you feel like you taking all of those deep breaths to stop yourself from throwing up or being sick. That's what I feel like. Pregnancy morning sickness. And that ain't even happening over here. Ain't no more kids coming. We stopped at 14. What you say? That's a little bit too late right now. 14. I am feeling much better now, but the one, yeah, okay, I read that one. I really don't call off unless I'm home and can't get out of bed. No, I seen a police officer trying to do a prank on her boss. Gonna call him and play like she sleep, like she's still in her bed sleep. And she told him she's sick. And he is like, I know I ain't checked this time clock yet. He said, but when I look in here, you better be on that board. You better be on that board. She was talking like she was asleep, but she was in her patrol car already, cracking up, laughing at him. She was like, oh, he told her, he said, hell no, you can't call off. He said, a lot of other people done already call off. Ain't nobody, we ain't doing it today. You better be on that board when I look on them. Somebody else is pregnant. Now we gotta wait and find out. I, yeah, cause it sure ain't me. Hey, Korean. Hey, boo. How you doing this morning? You sleeping? Did you get up and drive them kids to school already too, Korean? uh, what in the world? How I get big like this? I don't. The screen done got super big. I don't. Oh, I'm over here pressing some buttons and stuff. What in the world, y'all? I just hit something on my computer and it made my screen get real, real big. Oh, well, I can't. Oh, okay. I fixed it. Y'all know I don't be knowing what I'm doing when it comes to the computer. But as y'all come in, I be feeling the same way at 4:30 a.m. Yes. And that's what the cop said. I'm sleepy. Yeah, you seen it too, Korea? Okay, then we be watching some of the same things then. And she told me first she was talking about some she's sick or whatever. And then he asked her what's wrong with her. She told me something, I'm sleeping. That boy, if that was a reason for us to call off work, honey child, nobody, nobody wouldn't ever be going to work. Nobody. Korean, that's when I was feeling sick with my alarm when I anybody be getting mad when you wake up before your alarm clock go off. And then I be thinking to myself because every morning I get up before my alarm, I wake up before my alarm clock go off. So then one time I remember thinking, well, shoot, since I wake up before my alarm clock go off every morning, I'll be in the bed kicking in the air because I'm so mad that I don't woke up because before the alarm clock went off. But I remember one time I thought, well, since I wake up every morning before the alarm clock go off, then I don't need no alarm clock. Turned that alarm clock off and slept right on through. Now, how that work? Why I do that? Why you don't set the alarm clock and then you don't get up, but when you set one, then you gonna be up before the alarm clock go off. Uh, as soon as I call off, I can't sleep. I be full. Ain't that about right? That's about right. But y'all, I came on here this morning because I said I got a commitment to myself, not to y'all yet. So if I decide one day that I'm gonna get up and then I ain't coming on here, then y'all can't say, Shauna, where was you yesterday? So I made a commitment to myself to come on here, and I really don't got nothing to talk about. But if y'all got something to talk about, put it in the chat and let's go. What are we gonna talk about? Um, I got a whole bunch of things to talk about though, but one of the I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. I say 1 minute that I ain't got nothing to talk about it, then I say I got a whole bunch of things to talk about. But oh my goodness, sorry y'all. Um, but recently we was on here on a live and some people came through that I hadn't seen in forever that I know in real life. Um, And I'm so glad to be connected back to these sad people. When you've been missing, you haven't, not really where like you're missing them or whatever. You just kind of go on with life, and life just sort of happens, and every now and then you will think about the person or whatever, but you don't get to see them or know nothing. Well, I have somebody I haven't seen her in. Ooh, I haven't seen her in, got to be, let me see about how long it's been. About 25 years. And to be back connected again is amazing. And you all don't forget to hit the like button when you come in. If you feel like it, you ain't got to if you don't want to. I ain't gonna be it. Oh, and then let me say this. Yesterday, um, yesterday, I had me a good old live going on yesterday morning. And we had a troll that came through yesterday morning. And y'all know I ain't used to dealing with the troll thing or whatever. I'm real life. I'm real life. So, and what I want to say, I'm apologizing because I'm trying to do some things different, and we about growing over here. So I'm gonna get this thing down pat with these trolls where there is no response to them or no nothing. But in real life, I be like real life. I be forgetting like, girl, this a computer. You don't gotta fight with nobody on this computer. No nothing. They can't harm you by through the computer screen or no nothing like that. And so yesterday, a troll came through, and they were saying some pretty things, and I figured let me apologize for it because none of those things that they were saying don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I'm gonna name some of the things that they was saying to me. One of them was the N word. Y'all know what the N word is. They typed it in three different messages, but when they do them back to back to back, you can see just what they saying. But call me a obese N word, right? And some other things. So first I'm gonna say, um anybody that's gonna call me the N word, you're gonna have to come better than that, because the N word does not bother me, and I don't care what color it is, where it coming from. It don't bother me. It usually does not get a reaction up out of me or no none of that stuff. But in real life, if I'm face to face with somebody who gonna be saying something to me, because I told y'all before, wherever I show up, I always show up in respect. Nobody can't tell you that I showed up to no place and I'm coming disrespectful. That's not me. I don't do disrespect like that. But I can tell you in real life, if I'm out somewhere and somebody say anything disrespectful to me, I'm telling you, my reaction is going to be the real live reaction that you seen from me yesterday. And I have to stop doing that because I don't even know where I get it from, but I'm just like, that's my go-to thing. And I want to grow from that. I'm not apologizing for what I said to the troll or whatever. I'm apologizing because this is an area, and if I apologize for it, then usually that means I won't go back again and do the same thing again, because now I'm aware you don't apologize for this, but you're gonna go back and do the same thing. So in real life, when somebody disrespect me out in the streets and they calling me any kind of names or whatever, my go-to thing is bitch your mammy. And that was my response on here yesterday. And because I don't want to, I don't know. um and I'm saying to you, I'm saying sorry because I want to grow in this area. I ain't gonna come on here and I ain't gonna promise y'all, because Ever since I've been in a place where I've been able to stick up for myself, anytime you disrespect somebody in those ways and they haven't done anything to you and you think you can just show up like that, I'm what is coming out of my mouth is literally fighting words, because at the point when I came up with this, I'm in the fight of my life. I done been beat down enough in my life, and I done made a promise to myself, ain't no other person gonna come along and beat me. And the reason why I look at it the way that I do now is because the words that he said does not bother me. I done ran into those situations several times over. And I done had to think in my mind, girl, how are you going to respond to this? Because a man said it right in front of my face, standing at the gas pump. And the first thing came to my mind was to go ahead and punch him in the face. But I didn't. I didn't. I actually thought about it before I reacted. And that's what a lot of us need to do, is think about something before we react to it. And I actually looked at him and I didn't give him what he wanted, because I know he wanted me to get mad because he said that. And I hadn't said anything to him. Yeah, I just happened to be in a racist place or whatever. And I just looked at him and smiled, and I said, "Oh, excuse me." I say, "Did you think you were talking to me?" I say, "Nah." I say, because see, if I looked at myself in that way, if I thought I was that, and he said it with the ER, the strong ER at the end. I said, if I looked at myself as that, then I would respond to you in that way. I said, but I know that ain't none of me, so you can't be talking to me. But on here is like all you have is your mouthpiece. And I don't want to, and I want to thank Share with Shay for bringing me back into it, because she knew. It seemed like Share with Shay knew. Let me reel her back in now, because I know she looked like she about to go ham, because I had done started going in a little bit, and it's like, what? Are you gonna spend your time? I don't even really know what the trolls is, but I find it so crazy that you got people, and probably most of these people that's coming on here trolling and stuff, they full grown adults, but they acting like they shoe size. And I just find it so hard to believe that people come on here to burn time up just to come and troll people and say stuff that's so nasty and ridiculous. What I also know too, they got that saying, they say hurt people. In this case, hurt people try to hurt people. But see, I come from a hurtful place. And almost everything that you can do, because see, it ain't too many tears fall out my eye for for people that I don't know. See, I cry about shit like my daughter taking my grandkids away from me, and see, I can get over that real quick too. And yes, today I'm saying cuss words. I cry over stuff like that, or stuff that I'm dealing with in my real life. But a troll ain't finna get no tears out of me. You can come on and say whatever it is that you want to say, and all we gonna do over here is hit that quick button and fly you on up out of here, bury you in the garden somewhere, feed the plants with you know all of that kind of stuff like that. But again, I'm gonna say sorry. And I'm telling you, in real life, like before, I was trying to save a college student from giving away her money from to somebody who I know scam people in the area. This person that I'm trying to save this college student from has scammed me and my sister before. So I'm over here in this college area. When I see other kids, I always think of what would I want somebody to do if my kids was in that situation. I would want somebody to stand up and say something for one of my kids. So I see these same people that's trying to scam these college students over here. And I know these college students because this is my area that I work in over here. So as I'm telling the girl, hey, don't give your money to them, because they scam people. Because this girl done actually, she at the gas pump pumping her gas. These people done pulled up with they story, that the same story they done gave me and my sister before at two separate times. They be working the area. Oh, we just had our daughter got in a car accident or something. We stuck here in town or whatever. I told that girl, I looked at that girl, just coincidentally, she on the other side of the gas pump that I'm from. And I tell her, I said, don't give them none of your money. I said, because they walk around, they ride around and scam people all day long. Don't give your money to them, because she had told them she have to go inside to the ATM machine to get some money out the ATM machine. And I told her, I said, don't give them your money. I say they running scams. I say let them go on about their business. Well, when I got ready to go back to my car and get in my car, he rolled through the parking lot and he called me a fat bitch, and the same response that I gave yesterday, bitch your mammy. Is the same response that I give to her, because at this moment, if you gonna disrespect me in that way, and you know I'm telling the truth, whether you want me to tell the truth or not, you know you is around here scamming. But why would you want to be over here scamming these college kids and you saying you got kids that's the same age as them? Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm the only one that think that way, but I treat people children the way I want my kids to be treated. And I don't want nobody scamming mine on. So I'm looking out in that way. But that's my response to everything, because in that moment, I feel like when I'm being disrespected, it's like, well, what you want to do? And do I actually want to fight somebody? No, I don't want to fight them, but I want to let them know that I feel like that's the way of me letting them know that I ain't scared. I ain't scared. So what it is that what we doing here? So I just want to say that for y'all ones that be over here, rolling with us and everything, I'm gonna say to y'all, I don't want to. But you know how sometimes you already have something going on or whatever, and you trying to get a release from it, so you need to come on, and a troll is a good one to go ahead and cuss out and get it on over with, release some steam on them. So I ain't gonna say now that I ain't gonna never cuss the trolls out, but y'all y'all ring your girl on back in and say, okay, Shauna, you're good. Leave the troll alone. I don't know. So I don't want to stay in that place where I'm constantly doing that. So again, we on here learning and growing together. I'm new to this right here on this computer. But in real life, I done been through all of this stuff that um that be going on this computer. And I've been going through it my whole life. From a 5-year old on up. And that's what I can remember. So I don't think there's anything that you can put on me. And I don't want it anyways, because I said I'm a respectful person. You respectful to me, I'm going to be respectful to you. But when the disrespect show up, I don't know what y'all gonna see, and I ain't gonna even pretend like y'all ain't gonna see it. Y'all done seen me on here before. Those of you all who know that for the most part, I'm very peaceful. I like to laugh. I like to joke around with people, and I love to have conversations. But the moment I feel disrespectful, child, you can hear some words I probably made up, and some cuss words I probably made up come from me. So those of you who know, let's try and keep it real. The same thing over and over again. Yep. When they do that writing over that same thing over and over again, go ahead and no, you're good, because these folks out short. All right, Miss Coffee. But I'm saying, Miss Coffee, if I get out there too far, and I be going on too long, because I feel like that's what Shay was doing yesterday. No, 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 Shonda, that's good. Don't give them no more. Don't acknowledge them. I feel like some of them need it. Sometimes I even want them just stay there just for a little bit, so I can just go ahead and go back and forth with them. Because sometimes it feel good to let off some steam on ones that deserve it. Oh, then don't listen to me. How much the preacher. I know that's right. What did you say? He might be certified in all of those areas, but I'm still the gangster over here. Yes, I get you. I get you, Miss Coffee. I got a story about that too. I got a call that at work a long time ago. Ooh, and I'm telling you, I ain't never been in a position where I felt like a job could hold on to me in that way. Never. Whenever somebody challenged me, I'm telling you, and I done been a manager plenty of times. A manager. But that stuff when I used to have that saying, the customer is always right. You better ask some of my people who used to work with me. I done took some of them signs down because honey, over here, no, you ain't always right. You might get beat up over here if you come the wrong way. I've dealt with it several times. We be the nicest people. People come through and act like you're not human or whatever. How you come through somebody's restaurant and you figure because there was a mistake made, which we all make mistakes. I'm pretty sure every day. Shoot, you might make a mistake and stub your toe or something. We make mistakes every day. But how do you feel like it's appropriate for you to come through a drive-through window and you to throw a hamburger and hit the person that's at the window in the face? No, because see, I look at my employees, they was all younger, they was a lot younger or whatever. You hit one of my employees in the face, that's like hitting one of my kids in their face or whatever. And yes, there is going to be a challenge, and whatever it is, I feel like if I'm a respectful person, when it comes down to the disrespect, I ain't thinking about no job and no none of this and no none of that. Where you disrespect me, like your parents used to tell me, wherever you show out at, that's where I'm gonna show out with you. So I kind of got that type of mentality. You come here and you show out. Don't think I'm gonna because I got this job over here that I won't put it on the line because yes, I will put it on the line, and I have done it uh a few times. I've even had, and as a matter of fact, somebody came and threw something through the window, and he got out of his car and came on the inside, wanted to come across the counter. Now I got me a pot, and I'm not advising anybody to do this. I'm telling you what I did. We inside of a restaurant. You coming in here after you threw something through my window to attack us? No, I went right over there to the fryer and got me a cup with some of that that good old Crisco in them. Come on across here if you want to. And I guarantee you one of us leaving here in a different way. And it ain't gonna be me. You don't get to just go up and assault people because you feel like your day been jacked up already. And yet he threw the hamburger through the window and hit the girl in the face because he had onions on his hamburger. So, and then too, I don't know what he was going through prior to that, but I find that to be so crazy that somebody gets so mad that you got an onion on your hamburger that you come through the window and you throw it through the window and hit them in the face and say, "Bitch, I told you no onions." So, people, be respectful. Don't be disrespecting people in that way. And you know what? If you ain't never worked inside of no restaurant before, maybe you should try it just to have the experience, so you know what it's like to be behind there. People show up to those places and stuff like that, and you have no clue what it's like to be on the inside of there. You got 500 sandwiches coming across the top of the screen and all of this stuff. I ain't here to school y'all about none of that because I don't even work no more. For anybody thinking that anybody thinking they might can get me fired and stuff, because I hear they be playing games like that on here, but I don't have no job. I work for myself and God. That's who I work for. And those people are the reason I only give to homeless people money unless God speaks. And they had me pissed off playing with people money, and they ended up in a brand new car and everything. Yeah, we talk about the same people. Shalissa telling her part of the story about these same people that both of us got scammed by. I remember one time I had my last $10 in my pocket, and that man told me that story about his daughter. Her coming there and her getting in an accident, and they came here, and the daughter ended up being in ICU in the hospital. and he said that they were stuck here and they was from Miami. I gave him my last $10 only to see him a week later, and he did. And my sister gave them money too. So people and they scams. It's hard to help people in this day and age because you don't know who's scamming and who really need it or whatever. And that's why you have to let your heart speak to you. They be like, watch the wife. I watch the wife. That's right. Ain't the man you gotta be looking out for, cause he can kind of be the nice one when it comes down to this right here. But I'm a little different. Looks like angels shining all through them on Shauna. Y'all see. Looks like angels shining all through. I for this little heart. Oh, you say? Oh, are you saying the light shining through, like angels, from behind me? That's our wonderful grow lights. And I be saying we ain't out in the garden, but still, some kind of way, we still out here. We still here. We still here in the garden in some kind of way because our plants up there and everything. Everything is looking good, and everything. We growing over here. We growing. We gotta try. We gotta try and keep it that way. Stay growing. And those of y'all, again, if you don't mind, please hit the like button when you come in. We ain't in no algorithm right now. I'm in my own world over here. So, um, and let me say this too. I kind of asked to be, and I don't know if that's the right thing or not, but I was in the algorithm of the beef sector. That's the algorithm that I was in. And I don't really want to be in that algorithm, and not that I'm offended by being in there, but that I'm not about the beefing, although that's why I like those I like to watch things over there, um and everything. But that's not the algorithm that I wanted to be in. But I don't even know if I'm right by by not wanting to be in that algorithm. I don't listen. When I say that I'm learning, I'm really learning. I don't know how you get in and out of certain algorithms. I believe that so far that I'm thinking that it's the people that's over in that area. If those are the people that's watching you, that's the algorithm that you be in. So I don't know. Right now I'm in an algorithm all on my own. So yeah, so a little bit by little bit. And so now I don't see that anymore. And not that I won't communicate with the people over there. I just felt like I didn't want to be in that algorithm because I'm not about beefing. um I actually like to solve problems and everything. And if we just gonna be beefing for the hell of beefing, man, please, I can't do that. I ain't got time. I don't want to have time to be sitting around arguing um with somebody every day, all day. I ain't got the energy to do it. Mm-mm. I like having conversations with people who have issues with me or just want to have a conversation with me about a particular thing. I love having those kinds of conversations, and hopefully we're gonna get to that one of these days where we actually having conversations with other people. And but we taking our time, um and right, we're easing out of it and we easing into what actually we're gonna be doing. Is like, I want to have real conversations with people about real things, not that play type stuff where you can pretend like life is perfect all day long. I be having questions about and I done had questions for a long time for all these people that come on online and everything, and they show you how perfect everything is, but they don't never show you how. I don't like illusions like that, because I feel like though you can have an amazing life and everything can be going well, I know that it ain't like that always. And that's one of the things back in the days. I don't know if y'all remember who the Duggars was. I can't tell you how much back in the days, like the Duggars, and for lack of saying it in a better way, I used to hate how the Duggars made me feel that I was an inadequate parent because my life wasn't going like their life was. And honey, when I messed around and found out, girl, you don't want your life, you don't want your life to be going like them dang on people over there. After it all, came down to it. But watching them, right, so organized, everything so put together, and everything was like they don't yell at their kids. They don't chastise them or no none of that. I mean, I'm over there feeling like, dang, I gotta do I gotta do better, because you never have to raise your voice at your kids. And I'm pretty sure there is a point that you can raise your kids, but raise your kids without raising your voice at them, yelling at them. That gonna be further, way further down the generations for our family, because that's all we know. We was raised by a whole bunch of yelling women. That's all they did. Yell, yell, yell about everything. And me myself, if that is something that I worked on my own self, trying to get rid of it, because I think about things in the form of, I hated it when it happened to me. So I don't want to be doing it to somebody else, because I know how it feels. And that also means that uh I've actually been yelling at my kids, and I have to catch myself in the midst of it, and bring the voice down, because you can say this the same way that say yelling it. But I know in our generation, so I'm like, how do you deal with 21 kids and you don't have no discipline in place or whatever? They walk in a single file line and everything. Now, let me tell you something that I was able to do. That made sense. I could go to the grocery store and I can take all 8 of my children at this point in my life. I take all 8 children in the grocery store. They walk in a single file line, and they know before we go inside the store. I already done told them, because I took my kids everywhere I went. My husband went to work, he did the work, he made the money and everything, and I took the kids everywhere that I went. Nobody ain't babysit our kids. The only babysitters they had is when they started going to school and stuff. But we could go in the grocery store, and I got 8 kids with me, and there's no ruckus. Nobody ain't acting up, no nothing. We don't had the conversation before we get out the car. Listen, before we left from home, we made a grocery list. I'm coming in this store to buy what we got on this grocery list, and that is it, and that is all. You understand? Yes, ma'am. All right, then, let's go shopping. They already know how it go, and we could walk through the grocery store, and the people would always be saying, "Oh my God, you got such respectful kids and all of this here stuff." And I would never take the compliment. I would always turn around to my kids and I say, listen to the people giving you all a compliment for you all acting the way you supposed to act in the grocery store. Because Lord knows I don't went to the grocery store 1,001 times, and people children be running around in the store and everything. And to each his own. If you feel like your kids should be like that, roaming around in there, I just feel like they say there's a place and a time for everything. And I would always tell my kids, when they break out, they see other people playing in the store and stuff like that, and think they getting ready to play. We ain't at the playground, and we ain't doing that over here. So get it together. Um, but yeah, the Duggars used to make me feel like and the Duggars ain't made me feel no way. I allowed them to make me feel some type of way, because them people ain't got no power, don't got no power over making me feel no kind of way. It's just I allowed them to make me feel some type of way, but just seeing them in all of their perfection, and this is this and that is that, and the whole time we didn't know that they was gonna come out with them being on Good Morning America, Dateline, ABC, and all of that there kind of stuff. Because not on I did they had I think they had one or two brothers that was in there doing all kinds of stuff to the girls. And here I'm is, and that's why learning from the Duggars is why I brought it up. Learning from them, I hate when people say, "I wanna, I wanna be like you." No, you don't. You might see things in people that you want to have some of those traits or whatever, But don't never be walking around here talking about something you want to be like somebody. Let me tell you, this one time I was going through this situation, and it was a situation that brought me to the relationship that I have with God, right? Because I don't do the religion thing or no none of that. I believe in relationship. So the relationship that I have with Him, what brought me to it was me going through mentally with my mind. I had a whole lot of stuff going on, and I actually started telling that story to y'all about somebody using witchcraft on me before. Um, and maybe I need to go back and bring it to that, but I believe in relationship. But I was going through this thing with my mind mentally. Just it was the worst time of my life. I've never been through anything as bad as that, but definitely have a soft spot in my life for people that deal with um mental spaces and stuff like that. I don't play that stuff. You can't be around me and be laughing about nobody in the store doing things that I deem to be mental or whatever. It's a pet peeve for me. It's a turn off. Period. Make me not want even want to talk to you and speak to you again because I done been through some of those things, and I know what it's like to try and fight that fight when you don't have any control over it. No control over it, but it doesn't stop you from fighting. And imagine fighting something that you can't win with it. There is no winning. This thing has complete control. You can control it in increments or whatever, and you can fight it as long as you want. But just like running, you get tired of running after a while, and so you have to sit down and let whatever happen to you in the moment. That's what it's like going through something mental. It's just like, say for instance, you have a breakup with a boyfriend or whatever. It's not you that wanted the breakup, it's the other person that wanted to break up with you, and it was totally out of left field, unexpected or whatever. In that moment, something is happening to you that you don't have no control of, and especially if you've been with somebody for multiple years, 4 or 5 years or whatever, there is going to be some heartbreak. There's nothing you can do to stop your heart from breaking it that way. You can fight it all you want to, but then that pain, that pressure or that feeling that you feel, it has an up and down thing. It's times when you can breathe through it and you're doing good in that area or whatever, but then there's times when you crying like a fool. You can't you kind of like have to submit to the process and go through it. Well, when I'm going through this thing, I mean, I was tearing up stuff in the house. They was having to hide things from me. I was losing weight like crazy because I was scared to eat food, all of this kind of stuff. And one day, because even though I was going through that, one of my friends could see that my relationship with God was growing. And one day she came over and she said to me, and I can still feel this like it was yesterday when she said it to me. And oh my God, I can't even believe I'm about to get emotional about it. But um she said, and only because she looking at the relationship part that I'm building with God, and she hearing how I'm talking and everything. So she said, imagine going through mentally in your mind and there's nothing you can do, and you got this person that's standing in front of you and they look like they got all of their senses. They a nurse, they got everything going on, and right now I'm in the bottom of the dirt. I'm down, I'm broke down. I can't do nothing. I can't be no help to nobody else, no nothing. I'm fighting to stay above water. She comes in one day and she says, I really hope God does something to me like what he did to you for me to have a relationship. I looked at her, I say, take it back right now. Take it back. I say, don't you ever say nothing like that. I say, because you do not know what it's like to walk in these shoes. You have no clue. If you ain't never been through a mental breakdown or anything, it's like you don't wish that on your worst enemy ever. And for her to say that to me just made me lose it. I told her to take it back now and ask God for forgiveness for even asking that you can have just 1/10 of what I'm going through. Because 1/10 of what I was going through ain't nothing. I wouldn't even want you to have a drop of what I was going through, because what I was going through was zero sleep. I was having a continuous dream that somebody tried. What do you do when you have a dream where somebody's trying to kill you in the dream? You wake up from the dream, or you could possibly be crying or something. You wake up from the dream. But what happens is what happens when you close your eyes every time you try to go to sleep and you're having this same dream over and over again. But every time you having the dream, the person who chasing after you is getting closer and closer to you every time you close your eyes. This is what was going on 2 times in my life for more than 6 months at a time. And imagine one of your friends standing in front of you telling you that they just want God to do that to them so they can get their life straight. No. Nope. So, yeah, if you ain't had a taste of what it's like to go through um and be mentally challenged, you don't want it. And so I don't know if she ever went back and said, "No, God, I don't want it." But I always pray to God and say, um, God give her grace for saying what she said, because you know what they say? Forgive them, because for they do not know. I ask God for grace for her all the time. Because when she said it, I mean, she was so serious about what she was saying. Do you think I want to go back and see somebody going through what I was going through? Nope. I couldn't stand the smell of food. No, nothing. The smell of food made me feel like it was, everything made me feel like it was gonna take my life. I feel like I was, for all of that time, the mental state that I was in was about running for my life, scared of everything. I don't know what I was. You couldn't see nothing. There was nothing. It was just a feeling. You ever had anxiety before? That feeling in the pit of your stomach multiplied by 50 um, is what I had. And it was just a constant ball that was there in the middle of my stomach and in my chest. And I mean, so many things was happening. Like my gallbladder went out of whack. I ended up having to have that removed. I mean, a whole bunch of things just kept happening to me all at one time. Just stressing like crazy. But I don't even know how I got to this conversation. But yes, I do, because I was talking about the Duggars and me saying that how I wanted to be like them. And I even had to go back and say, God forgive me, because I was asking for the opposite of what I had been praying for my whole entire life, because I grew up in that situation where people was on the inside of the house that I lived in were touching me. And I'm standing there saying, I want I wish I could be like these people. So that's just a warning to say to you, don't be wishing that you can be like anything. If there's something you see in somebody that you want to possess those things, don't go and take the whole person. Don't go and ask to be like that person, because trust and believe me, everybody got something inside of them that you don't want no parts of. So ask for what it is that you see that you want to possess inside of the person. Never request or ask, oh God, I want to be just like them. No, I don't. Cause I don't know what all you got going on in your life in your life. And I might be asking for that too. And I don't want it. So um people, be careful of what you asking for. And you all that don't know the Duggars, yes, they had 21 children, and it don't matter what you do. And whether you got 2 or 21, you can never be available to watch every single little thing that they do. And they're absolutely going to get away with some things, but to find out later that the Duggars knew, they knew what their son was doing, and they did nothing, nothing to protect their daughters from this boy. And they was pushing on the show, pushing him as if he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. So um yeah, I don't want to be like the Duggars, period. um LOL, get everything I need for the week. I don't go outside much. Ooh, hot as it is out there, Miss Coffee, you don't need to go out there. So, well, I don't know what the temperature's like where you at, but when I tell you here, it's probably like 100 out there today. It's so hot. Um, Yep, we're easing out of the beef sector. And again, hello to everybody that's in here, everybody that's in the clouds and everything. I appreciate y'all for being here, coming through, because you could have spent your time anywhere else but over here with us. But you came through and did your thing, and I appreciate y'all for hitting the like button. I don't know why they moved it and everything. I guess you got to be in search of, hitting the like button. Um, Now or whatever, all of that good stuff. But let me see. Yeah, they were really organized or whatever. I know one thing I would have liked it that the Duggars had. When they had built their house out of that warehouse, when they put the warehouse type thing together or whatever. I would have liked it. I would have liked to do something like that. But I didn't have 21 kids. I had they Hey, they had seven more than me. um yeah, they had seven more children than me. But I'm sorry, y'all. I'm multitasking at the same time. But yeah, the Duggars had a lot more children than I did. They had seven more kids than I did, and you know, and I'm gonna just say that doesn't mean that the Duggars are bad people at all. Not at all. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that here I was in real life saying I wish I could be like those people, are looking at myself as thinking I'm doing something real wrong because I don't do everything the way that they do it. Only to find out later that, yeah, I don't want to move like them. So, but you all, I came through and I fulfilled my commitment to myself. I made a commitment to y'all last month. This month, I made a commitment to myself. For this year, I made a commitment to myself. Um, And I've been on here for almost an hour for me not to have anything to talk about, so I said. And actually, I always be having something to talk about it, but sometimes I just don't be like, don't nobody want to hear about it. But then again, I guess they do. As I'm over here with life with, as I'm on here as life with Tashanna, some people come through and see, But I don't know what I'm gonna do for the day, and I did decide that out in the garden. My husband told me don't use the push lawnmower to go in between those rows because he said that when you cut in between the rows, um, the where it has the seeds on those weeds and stuff like that, he said you gonna shoot the grass into the areas where you've already cleared out, which is gonna make it grow more weeds in that place. So he said, don't weed it. Go through there with the tiller and till the stuff up again in between the rows, and then rake your grass out of there. So I think that's what we're gonna do is we're gonna run the tiller through there, and when I thought about that, I was like thinking to myself, oh yeah, because if we go through there with the tiller, the tiller grabs everything and wrap it up in that thing and keep on spinning it around and around in a circle. So if there's any snakes in between those rows or whatever, he gonna be one dizzy snake if he ain't tore up the pieces, getting caught up in in the tiller or whatever. But um he probably would, if he gonna get caught up, he would probably like the lawnmower because it's quicker. If y'all know what I mean. That's what we do for snakes over here. We don't take kindly to snakes over here. Snakes have their uses or whatever, but we don't want them in the garden. So but for me, each one of them work, but my husband trying to save me from doing extra work, from having to pull all those weeds again once I spread the seeds everywhere. Where they say, be careful of the seeds that you plant. So I'm gonna be careful of the seeds that I plant, and I'm gonna use the tiller to get those weeds up out of there. And it could be later on today because we got the whole day ahead of us. I can go out in the garden at any point in the day, and if I go out there, then I may go out and turn the camera on. I need to go out there and at least turn the sprinkler system on so that it can water back there. But I'll get it done. We'll get something done today. But you all, I thank you for being over here with Life with Tashanna, where you never know what gonna get. It's like a box of chocolate. We could be in the garden, we could be over here being very friendly and peaceful, or we could be cussing somebody out. You just don't never know. We try to stay with the other two, more. We try to leave that last one off. We kind of got it last, so we trying to separate ourselves from that part. But every now and then it come back up. But over here, we believe in growing, which qualifies us as high class gardeners. And the high class part just means that we don't mess around with no snakes, no bugs, and no worms. And everything that we grow out in the garden, we try and attach it to our things that we going through in our real life, so that we can look at it as like a manifestation of what's happening in our real life in that certain situation. So say if I planted this cucumber plant, right? I plant the seed. The first thing you got to do before you start to do anything is get a thought in your mind. So the thought is the first thing of the process. I think I might want to grow a garden. Yep. I'm going to attach this garden to I want to go to school and I want to do X, Y, and Z. Whatever it is that you want to do. Now you got to plant the seed. The seed planting, if you want to go to school, you got to go ahead and apply. You know, look for your grants and all of that kind of stuff, or your tuition and all of that. You plant the seed. I'm gonna go and put my cucumber seed in the ground because I want to get a cucumber back. In that position, you may have to pay for your own college. You may have to plant the seed of, I gotta put some money in it. So you're gonna come home and you're gonna look at that seed, and on the days that you think to yourself, school is not going well for me, but you can turn around and look at your plant. And our cucumber plant over there is very green and very Beautiful. Well, if you're tying you going to school and that cucumber that you planted together, your cucumber plant gonna turn around and tell you, from the looks of things over here, we looking pretty green, which means we about to get to the green when we finish with college. So that plant over there is going to remind you that it is a manifestation of what's really happening in your life. And being that it's green and it's still growing up and it's getting ready to put out fruit, meaning the closer you get to getting that college degree or whatever it is that you're going for. And I'm just putting the college degree there because it's easier to, tie those things together. But I know y'all understand what I'm saying. You're going to turn around and look at that plan, and that plan is going to encourage you that you're doing everything the right way. And when your plant go left and something else is going left in school, you're going to correct it and you're going to keep on growing. That's what you're going to do. So that's what I mean. We tie whatever we going and growing through in our life to our garden in that ways. And we let as we give to our plants give back to us as a reminder. And then they give back to us in another way by giving us food, fruit, whatever they give us. Put yourself in a situation where you give to something and it gives back to you. Don't never put yourself in a position where you only giving, because sooner or later you'll come up with insufficient funds. But that's what we about over here. But more than likely you see us out in the garden. Doesn't mean that we're a gardening channel, but we do believe in learning different things out in the garden and growing together, no matter what part of the life that it's in, as long as you growing. So we love to make sure that we growing food out in the garden all year round, because why? It gives back to us. So if you're interested in being a high class gardener, not messing around with no snakes, no bugs and worms, because we also associate that in real life too. We don't mess around with those kind of people. So if that's what you're interested in doing in life, then come on and grow with us over here. And I appreciate you all. If you like, share, and subscribe, tell somebody who don't know nothing about it. They feel like they down in the dumps or whatever. Come on over here and put a seed in the ground and let's get growing. All right, you all, this has been my time for the day. I appreciate y'all for coming over here and spending it with me, because you could have been anywhere, but you chose to spend it with me. And I appreciate you all for that. And you all have any time, go back and check out my older videos so you can actually know who I am, my older shorts, and all of that stuff, and the things that I've been through, and the kind of conversations that I want to have. I want to have real life conversations over here. Life. I'm interested in growing in life, period, all the way around. I don't know, I done said it 500 different ways, but you all, I'm trying to get you to understand. But I appreciate y'all so much, and I'm not going to say bye, not one other not because I'll go into a whole long speech. I'm getting a kick out of being a high class gardener. Alrighty then, I love it. So to you, okay, here I am ready to say it again. I already said that one day we're gonna do us a live, and I need y'all to like come up with a day or something one day when we in the chat that we can think about doing that live, where everybody want to come on, let your plants get in a little bit of a different way or whatever, or if you got questions or whatever, like we'll be able to come on together and like look at things, teach each other, different things, or maybe you feel like you got an issue or something with something your plants doing or whatever, but we ought to be able to work those things out, and along with some other things. So you know Friday or Sunday for me. Okay then. Anybody down with Friday or Sunday, y'all? Let us know from this way forward. So Shalissa throwed out Friday and Sunday. So maybe I'll ask. Um, Ooh, this door keep closing. Ain't nobody got time for that. It's hot today. Um, since Shalissa throwed out Friday or either Sunday, then maybe we'll go with asking on a Friday or Sunday to see. But you all, I shall talk to you all later. See y'all next time.